Morning. Russ is fussing at me. He's like, "Hey, babe, are we gonna start?" Because I'm putzing around. I don't know what's going on. We got home from the gym early, but I don't know. I don't know what happened. How are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm well. How'd you sleep last night?
I slept not too bad. Nice and cozy.
Cozy's good.
Yeah, cozy's good. And you?
I think I slept pretty well. I had a little bit of a weird dream right before we woke up, but other than that, it was fine. How was your workout?
I had a good workout. How
are you? Don't even repeat it to them.
No. Okay. So yeah, I had a good workout. I was fortunate enough to have a gentleman explain to me how to work out, so that was nice.
That's nice. When someone comes up to the gym and tells you how to work out.
Yeah, that was nice.
What did he have to tell you?
I was doing triceps, and he was telling me how to keep my elbows in when I do triceps.
Oh, good.
And I listened to him, and I took in his information, and I thanked him very much for his help, which goes to our point that most people at the gym are willing to help others.
And he did. I heard him helping you.
Yes.
But then he kept being persistent.
And then I had to explain to him my background and my history.
I heard Russ in the gym. Russ doesn't usually talk about that he used to be a former competitive bodybuilder and that he was a trainer on the bodybuilding.
For a professional bodybuilder.
Right. Like he doesn't talk about that. Good morning, Sean. It's good to see you
today. Hey, Sean. How you doing?
And I heard him talking about it, and I thought, well, that's weird. He doesn't usually talk about that. And then when we were leaving, I was like, what was that about? He's like, the guy was trying to give me advice. I'm like, oh. So that was funny.
I took it as with gratitude because that's what you do.
Right. That's fine.
And then we had a conversation. His name was Stanley. And,
okay.
After that, he said, you should be giving me information. So, and I don't really do that too much at the gym.
No.
I mean, if you ask, I will help.
Right.
I don't usually.
What did you work out today? What body part?
Today I did chest. Chest. That was yesterday. I did shoulders and triceps.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. Had a good one.
That's good. I did arms today, and then at the very end I ended up talking because one of our friends came up to me. He's been out of work for a while and he got a job, and so we were talking about the job that he got and how crazy it is to start a new job and that kind of thing. So.
Mostly decaf, by the way, folks. You see this, like, oh my God.
It's a 32-ounce cup of coffee.
32-ounce cup.
But it's mostly decaf. Yeah. So that's good. What are you having for breakfast?
I'm having oatmeal. I know you're shocked.
Yes, with all your normal stuff in it. I am not having oatmeal. I'm not having a smoothie. I decided today that I feel like having a deconstructed burrito. So I'm having beans and rice and onions and peppers and a little bit of quinoa, and there's some greens left from yesterday. So I'm going to put that all in a bowl and heat it up, and that's going to be super yummy. And I'm actually kind of excited about it.
See, Sean said it's holiday today. What holiday is that, Sean?
Did he say?
I'm seeing it on here. I didn't see it up there.
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe he meant he's on holiday today.
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't see it over there, so I can't tell you what it said.
Oh, here you go. 93 million Americans are willing to work but can't find jobs.
30% unemployment. Yeah, that's the problem that our friend was having is he's been unemployed for a while.
Yes.
So it's a challenge these days.
Mm-hmm.
So I told you guys yesterday, we got some books from the library that I'm super excited about. We got the Forks Over Knives book as well as the In Defense of Food book.
Right.
And In Defense of Food we are listening to, and
it's a little tough though.
It is. The book is great. The content is really, really good.
Awesome.
But the guy reading it has a really sing-songy, put you to sleep kind of voice.
Right.
So we struggle a little bit. I think we have to try and listen to it earlier in the day.
Earlier in the day, because at night we find ourselves starting to doze off.
Because last night at like 7:30, we were both trying to fall asleep. So, but we learned some interesting things. So I'm reading the Forks Over Knives book, and it has some interesting points I wanted to share with you guys. It says in there, and this strikes me as true, so if you find it to not be true, definitely let me know. But it says that humans and their pets are the only creatures on Earth who suffer from being overweight and obese, and we are also the only creatures on Earth who think about portion control.
Right.
How weird is that?
Well, it's being human, I guess.
I think part of it is that we're also the only creatures on Earth that eat synthesized food.
Right.
Like we eat food that isn't really food.
Right. Well, we were in Wawa this morning, and how long was the line of people ordering from the deli, ordering the sausage patties and the whatever it is that you order at Wawa?
That's not food. And the thing that's interesting is we learned yesterday that there used to be a rule, a law in the United States that if it was engineered or done anything that it wasn't actually food, it had to say imitation on it.
Right.
And that rule was quietly repealed in the 1970s.
Right.
And so now most of the food that we have now isn't food. It should, if that law was still in existence, it would have to say imitation on it.
Right.
So I thought that was interesting.
Right.
But it doesn't. Now it can just say, it doesn't even have to say like food product or anything.
Right. I hope we're not, are we pixelating out there, folks? Does everything look okay to everyone? I notice this is just frozen. This is not, I mean, I see the comments coming, but
we'll restart it on there and we'll see what happens. But so that was on Forks Over Knives. And then they were also talking about how a lot of people think when you do whole food plant-based eating that you have to eat all greens all the time. And it was funny because
thank you
very much,
Cami,
appreciate it. It says that if you were going to eat all greens all the time, if you were going to eat just kale, you'd have to eat 16 pounds of kale to get 2,000 calories. Can you even imagine eating 16 pounds? Can you think about how much kale that is? That's crazy.
I don't know. I make a big salad as it is. That would be a really big salad.
And so the thing is, the point they were making is that A, don't eat just greens because that's not going to give you the nutrients you need. But B, if you're eating whole food, plant-based, you can eat as much as you want because your stomach quite simply cannot take in the volume that you'd have to take in to be overweight. And we're definitely finding that we don't think about calories. We don't, except on fasting day where we kind of try and stick to the kind of 500-ish calories. Yeah. And if you guys have liked the R&R Journey page, you saw I posted pictures yesterday of what our fasting day meals were. Russ had a huge salad. I had a little salad and a sweet potato.
Right.
So
I think my salads are definitely over 500 calories.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel that way. But plus, I always start off with the
hummus. And, yeah, you do because you're hungry. Yeah, that's true. But
that starts me off with kicking in the calories.
But that's the interesting.
Hey, Karen.
That's the interesting thing about eating whole food plant-based is you don't have to think about calories. You can eat pretty much as you want because the volume of food is different. And I don't know if you guys have seen the picture, but they have pictures where they show a stomach and how much of the stomach gets filled up if you eat 500 calories of, say, broccoli, or 500 calories of meat, or 500 calories of oil. And oil fills it up like this much, and meat fills it up like that much, and broccoli fills it up all the way.
Right.
So I always think that that's really interesting. Because you can just eat and it's fine. And
why don't you tell us what you're making for breakfast here? I'm watching you. I'm saying, boy, this is really looking interesting.
I did say. I told them.
Oh,
you just weren't listening.
Oh,
yes.
Sorry, folks. I'm just paying attention now, I guess.
It's quinoa and onions and peppers and spinach
and kale.
And kale from last night and some rice and some beans. And I'm going to put taco seasoning on it, and then I'm going to have a tortilla.
Nice. That's
because
awesome.
I don't eat normal breakfast because I get bored. Unlike him, he can eat the same thing every day.
In case you can't guess, oatmeal.
And it's black because it has spirulina in it.
Spirulina in it, yes.
Obviously. Yeah. But so if you're eating whole food plant-based, the main food sources, and I am going to make a list for you guys of our staples, I promise. I'm going to do it this weekend. The main food sources are starch, beans, potatoes, grains, and legumes. And they're really dense and they're really good for you. And the fiber in them is really good for your GI tract because it feeds the microbes that are in there. Because I think a lot of people who are eating regular standard American diet, their microbes are starving to death. And that's not good for your GI tract either.
Right.
So we have to stop thinking about good calories and bad calories and think about food versus not food.
Not food.
Because I think that's part of the problem we're having.
That is a very scary thing,
isn't it?
To think about it.
When there's so much stuff in the American culture that people eat that isn't really food, but it's labeled that way.
And in the book we're listening to, they talked about the history of nutritionism.
Nutritionism, yeah.
And how in the what was it, in the 80s or 70s it was low-fat diets. In the 80s you had high-protein diets. Then you had the low-carbo diets. And none of that is healthy because none of that talks to what your body needs.
I have what the cut-down I have what the breakdown is. Let me see. I wrote it down. So the breakdown of what your body needs is 80% carbs, 10% protein, and 10% fat.
And this is according to
Forks Over Knives.
Forks Over Knives, correct.
Which is written by 2 MDs.
Right.
So it's definitely one of those things that we need to stop worrying about cutting out major groupings of macronutrients and just eat everything and eat real food. You and your silly cough.
You know, it always takes a while after I get over a cold to get rid of that cough.
Yeah, exactly. So it's interesting, at least it was to me, that there seems to be a misnomer out there that if you're whole food plant-based, that all you do is eat green stuff. And actually, if all you do is eat green stuff,
It's unhealthy.
It's unhealthy. You're
Yes.
not going to get the nutrients you need. The whole point is to eat everything, all of the plants.
All foods, yeah.
So, and I said to you today, it's a learning curve. And
Mm-hmm.
I asked him on the way, because we went by Wawa, I asked him on the way home, I said, do you think that it's legitimately faster for people to stop Wawa every single day and grab food, or if they took all that time that they spent running into Wawa and went to the grocery store and then cooked their food, would it be the same amount of time?
Right, and what I said was, well, the individual act is shorter. So just on your way to work going to Wawa, that extra time in Wawa is quicker than the time you would have to take in one moment to go food shopping,
Mm-hmm.
and the time it takes for food shopping and prepping your food and getting it all ready for the week or whatever you do. So, and that's I think how people look at it. It's not the combined week's worth of stopping at Wawa. It's the one event.
Just
So the one
7
event.
minutes, 10 minutes every day.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm going to cook something this weekend. I don't know what it'll be. I'm going to find a recipe and try it. So I'll let you guys know. I'll definitely post it on the R&R Journey page. So we'll see how that turns out.
Right.
Also, for those of you who are local, the Christmas thing that's happening at the, what is the name of that house back there? There's a big Christmas
I don't
thing.
know.
It was in like the News Journal that's happening on literally like 300 yards from our
backyard,
house. It's
yeah.
going to be our backyard. I don't think we're going to be able to get out of our house tomorrow.
Right.
So if you end up going to the Christmas event that's on Denny Road, reach out and say hi, because you're literally going to drive past our house to
Right.
get there.
Exactly.
We might walk over there and see what's going on.
See what's going on.
Yeah. So we'll
Hopefully
see.
it'll be a nice day. I don't even know what it's supposed to be like tomorrow.
No, I don't know either. But anything else that you wanted to add? We're trying really hard to give you guys interesting tidbits as we find them,
Right.
and help you think about what you can eat. And if you're like me and you don't want to eat the same thing every day, then you don't. You eat different things. I mean, I'm basically having what most people would consider
Oh,
different.
I put almonds in my breakfast in my oatmeal.
Oh, you
this morning.
did, instead of protein.
Instead of the protein powder, I chopped
You
up some
switched it up.
almonds.
You put in almonds.
Yes.
That's
So I do
cool.
make a change every once in a while.
Yeah, it's a little scary. I don't know what's going down. Who are you and what'd you do with my great guy?
I'm a robot. Oh, wait.
So we'll let you guys go. Thanks so much for joining us. It's always good to see all of you and see your comments and your likes and whatever. So please, if you're getting value out of what we're doing here, give us some hearts, give us comments, ask us questions, take our survey, share it with people. We're trying our best here to kind of help with the learning curve so people can start eating food and not food-like products
Exactly.
that are making the food industry rich and making us sick.
Exactly.
That's our goal. So you want to tell them our Michael Pollan close?
So as we'd like to end each episode, I like to call it an episode. Why not? We will say to you, eat food, not too much.
Mostly plants.
Have a
Have a
great
good weekend,
day.
guys. We'll
Yeah.
see you on
Enjoy.
Monday.
See you on Monday.